think that's about year 2000. I was only 18. I was I was out with about 10 friends. Come out of Seawick. I would come out there, and I don't know what happened. I don't quite know what happened. I think one of my friends was dancing with someone's girlfriend or something. They've gone back to their caravan. I've walked out and just walked into a big riot trying to break something up, and I got kicking. And next minute, I was in intensive care. I had a fractured skull, 2 fractured cheekbones. My nose went through like a septum behind my skin and went into my brain, and I had leakage on my brain. Obviously, as you know, doing boxing and further things is probably made further, a lot of difficulties with headaches and dizziness. I was born in Clacton-on-Sea. I was actually when we did live in Alton Park, Lees Road.
Yeah.
Lived in the flats there, and who lived there? Whitmarsh, Joe Whitmarsh. I brought up Whitmarsh actually, Joe Whitmarsh and his family, and then we moved to Fort Bisoken.
Yeah.
A place called Whitehall Lane. It's like a little village, Fort Bisoken village, isn't it? I used to go to Rolfe School, and from Rolfe School, I was there for about 3 years, I think. I think we moved about 1989 when the Gulf War was on. We moved to Clacton-on-Sea.
Okay.
And Clacton yourself.
Yeah. So what was primary school like growing up?
Primary school was good, relatively good actually. Rolfe School. I was quite behind on learning.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just think I just lacked maybe a bit adolescent. I don't know.
I think in them days we didn't have the diagnosis now for stuff, right? So it's hard to tell if you had something. I know when I was growing up, I definitely had some ADHD or something. I couldn't concentrate. Yeah.
Well, I've got a mum. I mean, like I said, one of my best friends. She's a psychotherapist, and she acknowledged that I've got maybe slightly autistic, but definitely 100% ADHD. Yeah. So maybe that's where I lacked with understanding and taking words in, But obviously, writing books and my university and things now helped me develop into a bit of a better character.
Yeah, I think sometimes education system is more about when your parents have to work, your kids have to go somewhere, right? So back in the day, education wasn't always fantastic, and one kid in a classroom of 30, if you're lacking behind, it's very hard. Now that they have the workers, class workers and stuff, helping the people that are a little bit behind.
I think that, like you say, now they've got more professionals on board. They've got like social workers overlooking the child's behaviour through school. When we was younger, in the 90s and stuff, there wasn't none of that. There's no support for children with disabilities and underlining things that we probably wouldn't even know. I didn't even know what things like dyslexia were when I was a child. Even like autism. That's all relatively new, isn't it? To me, I think.
So, not being able to concentrate in school and not getting any education, where did your life lead you into primary school, into high school? What happened with that?
Well, I think the ADHD side of me, probably like yourself and your brother, was more athletic.
That's it.
And I've done more running, football, every sport you can name. Hockey, I was good at hockey, rugby, basketball. I've done 100-metre sprint, 400-metre, 800-metre. Even the long distance, it's just like literally every sport I was involved in.
I felt the same. I felt that I could do PE every lesson. And I think when I was that bad in high school here in County High, they in the end they said, "Listen, what can we do to keep you in the school?" And I just said, "I want to do physical education every day."
Yeah,
I just enjoyed it. I felt that was my outlet.
Yeah,
with my anger and stress. Concentration went all on sport.
Yeah, same. Exactly.
And so high school. How was high school?
High school was exactly the same with sports as well. I did enjoy history, although even now I don't take. If you ask about history, when I'm studying at university, I don't take numbers in.
Yeah.
So remembering the dates and things, I can remember a lot of the studies I've been doing, the wars, and I could take it all through that. But remembering the dates, I'm terrible.
So what was, as a teenager, what was Clacton like growing up?
Clacton is more about someone like myself and yourself. It's more about trying to fit in a social circle, and it's hard because where we're athletic and we're competitive, you sort of go against the grain with other groups, don't you? And then you end up in violence and all kinds of stuff.
So as I remember as a kid growing up in Clacton, although it's a seaside town and it's really a lot happening in the summer, the winters, some to become a bit of a dark place, and there's not much infrastructure for the youngsters here. No,
it's not at all. I mean, we had Leicester, that's about it. It's the only place you can really go, isn't it? Where you can go inside, you've got the AstroTurf to play football, but who wants to be outside in the winter and snow and whatever.
So really, as you get older and you finish school, there was, now there's no colleges in Clacton. All the colleges are closed. Most people are going to have to go to Colchester.
Yeah.
So, after that, what do you kind of get into? You kind of get into drinking and up to no
good,
right?
And that's all there is to do in Clacton, isn't it? I think even back you look back in the old days when they had, was it Pontins down there?
Butlins.
Butlins, that's the one. Butlins had all the mods and rockers come down, all them rights in that was it 1956, was it?
Yeah,
something like that, wasn't it? But when all that sort of stuff has been happening for years, they need to change. They need to change something around here that's going to help, especially sports like boxing, football. There's no scouts coming down this way for these youngsters to progress in sports.
And I think that's where a lot of the frustrations, boredom, alcohol and drugs, and that's where a lot of violence then comes in.
Yeah.
And as you know, growing up, I said this to a lot of people, Clacton in our era was quite a rough place to grow up. There was always something going on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some people passed away. A lot of people went to prison as well.
Yeah.
And I remember yourself, you was in a horrific ordeal. If you don't want to go into too much.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I'm open. Like I say, open book. Yeah, that was. I think that's about 2000. I was only 18. Yeah, 18 it was. I was with. I was out with about 10 friends. We come out of Seawick.
Seawick was like a holiday camp, right?
Do you remember Images? It's like a little nightclub there. Yeah. I would come out there, and I don't know what happened. I don't quite know what happened. I think one of my friends was dancing with someone's girlfriend or something. They've gone back to their caravan. I've walked out and just walked into a big riot trying to break something up, and I got kicking. And next minute, I was in intensive care. I had a fractured skull, 2 fractured cheekbones. And my nose went through like a septum behind my skin and went into my brain, and I had leakage on my brain. Obviously, as you know, doing boxing and further things has probably made further, a lot of difficulties with headaches and dizziness.
And I think I remember you was in an induced coma for a while.
Yeah.
So how was the recovery of that? How long did you?
It took about two years, and all I remember 2 years later when I started to get a bit of fortitude, strength, if you like, a bit of courage. Stuart Kendall knocked on my door. And Stuart's a big, good friend of your brother's, wasn't he? And probably yourself. He knocked on my door and said, you fancy going Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? I was like, I think I must have been about 21. Went to Black Label. I swear I met up with your brother again. And I was doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Hit my head and I thought, this ain't too bad. Next minute, we're doing Thai boxing, and obviously led to a boxing career. Stupid in some ways, but in other ways, I could have been sat at home on eggshells, too scared to get out the door. And
so with that recovery, did you feel a difference in your brain afterwards, after this thing that you had? Did you have problems with sleeping, or did you have any problems with...
I have problems with sleeping. I think that's because my, like I said before, my blood circulation. So I wake up when it's cold in the evening, like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Is that
something you had before with the...
I've had secondary Raynaud since I remember 1989. So obviously when I was a kid, I've had it. But it's as I get older, for the boxing, the construction work, it's getting a lot worse on my hands and feet.
But with this being in a coma and stuff, did it affect you mentally afterwards? Yeah, I mean, even now I've got with people I know I'm quite comfortable to speak to, but I get really bad social anxiety. I've had I don't know if I told you, I've had a lot of when people try and push me to do something I can't possibly do, I can lash out and stuff, Yeah. So you feel a bit backed into a corner.
Yeah. I feel like what I'm doing now is more. I'm able what I'm doing, and I should get pointed in the right direction. But hopefully, with advertisement through magazines and newspapers, potentially, and that's how you can make it as an author. But other than that,
absolutely. So with an injury like what you had, it's very hard to tell which parts of your brain were affected, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know my memory loss, because even you find I've got a lot of big words in the book, but I really have to research, I have to write words down, even look at the meaning still when I put them in there, because I don't know every big word in the dictionary.
Yeah, I definitely noticed a difference from when you were young and to when it happened. I can remember, your thought process. Now you're a bit more calm, a bit more passive, but before you were much more lively.
When I used to come down to the gym, I was.
Yeah, I can remember. I remember the first time I came to Clacton County, I had the first time I looked out the window, I could see you jumping over the fence with Rodney to leave school through halfway through the school.
Yeah, but we used to always go counting on me and Rods and meet up with on your school.
And you know, that was unusual because I grew up in London, so I grew up around a lot of black friends and stuff. And then when I come to Clacton, it was a predominantly white area, although it was only an hour and 20 minutes away. And I remember meeting you and Rodney for the first time.
Not Rods, but I mean all the black community at school. There's Rodney, Simon, Amadou, and they used to get a lot of trouble at school. And obviously, Mum being card, you stick with my family code. So I stuck up for the boys. They got picked on big time at school for the white population. It's quite bad for them, but I remember must have been in about 15 fights at school for sticking up for them boys. Yeah, it was rife, Colbane's. Yeah, really bad.
And so after you got better, you started to do boxing. Did you feel at any point that you had any problems with boxing?
I think I remember my first boxing match at the IBA. Hippodrome, that was it. That first fight I had with some young lad. It was so hard to hit, but I was really nervous. Cause I couldn't sleep like weeks before, thinking, what if that kicking happens again, or what if I get hit in the head? Or I was more scared of the crowd looking in. I've had a fight up York Hall, and something hit. I felt it's like something hit me in the crowd. I split on top of my head. But there's no way it's his fist that's cut my head. It must have been like a shard of glass thrown at me or something. But I was always nervous walking into the ring. Really scared, you know.
Yeah. And then as we go on through boxing, after matches, I remember towards the end of your career, you were still pushing a little bit too much. Yeah. And do you think it affected you?
No, I don't. You know what? When I did train obviously to the top of because of my head, I had to train to the top of my ability. I had to be fit as I possibly could. I was fit as in cardio because I had to lose weight. You know, I don't want to be a big bloke with head injuries. So I got to middleweight, and I was fighting at Bristol. My last fight was in Bristol, which is a big thing to be a journeyman. Yeah. I felt quite confident to be honest towards the end. Yeah. It's just fighting as a journeyman's hard graft. They stick me in with people 2 stone heavier than me.
Good fighters too.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
up and coming good fighters, right? Yeah. Because I think what most people don't understand about semi-pro or even professional boxing is that when professionals come through, if he's a good boxer, they don't really want him to fight great boxers at the start. You have to be put in with people like yourself, which is a journeyman. And what people don't understand about journeymen, they're very resilient, good fighters. Still.
I mean, like your brother, we're older generation, aren't we? So we've got the man strength from work-wise. So we got strength in the arms. You know, I'm fighting these. That's why I wouldn't put me in someone middleweight because I would wipe someone out with middleweight. You know, but. I think the last guy was Sam Smith. I think he hit me twice. I give it a unanimous decision to the red home fighter. He's always crowd booed him, and really? I knocked him down in the first round. Yeah. And more remembers me just pummeling in the corner all the time, you know.
And what was the end of the boxing for you?
I think. Obviously I split up with the wife, and I thought, Joe, what? I don't need to do this anymore. Yeah. I need to find something. Yeah. I ain't got the kids for the burn in my heart for the kids to fight for them anymore. So it's more, I need to find something for myself. And I've got myself in university. I'm happy with what I'm doing.
University is like a mature university for adults?
Yeah. I'm studying arts and humanities, which is history and politics. I'm in my last year now. So.
And then you got into writing some books?
Yeah. I've written...
books. Oh, they're on the table there.
Yeah, I've written several books. I've got my website now. I don't know if you've seen that. I should have bought you some my bookmarks.
You can just show them on the camera.
Yeah, so this book is called Daniel, the book, The Life and the Story. It's a little bit about we just talking about my childhood. It's got a little bit of Daniel's actually my middle name. So and that picture's me as well, outside my old school. But I made the story, the narrative, a little bit of my childhood, but I made all the characters up. Yeah. There's a young lad in here, which is supposed to be me, but not, if you know what I mean. It's kind of fictional, but kind of factual as well. Okay. The young lad in there, he's got secondary Raynaud's growing up, and he obviously had childhood friendship difficulties, learning difficulties. Okay. He suffered with bad blood circulation. Yeah. And there was like a sociologist looking in no psychiatrist looking into it, at the family, at his well-being through school, which we didn't actually have then. But
exactly.
And that obviously they give him the right guidance, and it's all in the story. So it's
so
quite
basically,
good.
books you're writing is to help people with similar things that you've been through.
Yeah, and it's quite, even seeing his friendship and the way he had friends, it's quite warming for youngsters to read. So I thought it's quite good, and it's quite a lot of historical evidence in there. First episode of Simpson out in 1989. A lot of the political aspects where the Gulf War was on. I don't know if it's Tony Blair or I can't remember, but it's all in there.
Okay.
Like we watched the news round in 1989. That was all on.
And what do you enjoy about writing books?
So I find it therapeutic. You can make a story up. Even this, it's not like the mods and rockers that you see in the real story was based around Clacton. Yeah. Although the brothers on there's 5 brothers. They're all from Tenjin area. But they go to Basden and have the fight with the rockers.
Okay.
So it's quite a good little twist. It's a good story. And they have, do you remember, I don't know if you know, up Mersey. Yes. In Mersey, they used to have the Mods and Rockers group there, didn't they?
They have a festival there, yeah. I think my dad and brother have been because they've got a couple of bikes now.
So I made a little story. They go to that in the 1956, wasn't it, the Mods and Rockers thing? Let's have a look. 1964. That's what it was.
You said you get your numbers mixed up. So you're right, mate.
Yeah, 1964.
Brilliant, mate.
Yeah, but
and so, where do you feel like you're at now with life after the trauma that you've been through? Obviously, the damage to your brain.
I'm still I read literally night and day at home now. I've got no TV in the house. I've got TV in my room, but I never switch it on. Yeah. I just like reading books, trying to fill my brain with positive stuff.
Well, that's the thing I've noticed since, TV now is just is another place for just negative information.
But as you know, I'm quite thingy of religion, and we learn in religion, if you watch telly, Satan's come through your TV. If you look at newspaper, Satan's come. It's all bad news. It's never good news to say,
bad frequencies, right? Very low depressive frequencies. If you start your day off like that, it's very hard to. If you wake up in the morning and do some exercise or read a book or go for a walk, your day's going to be a lot better, I think. Yeah. I mean, yourself. You look on telly, it's either something could be prejudice, sexist, or something. It's always something in the news, isn't it? Newspaper, TV. You don't want to feed your head that because it makes you a bad person. You start thinking like that, doesn't it? Yeah. So, what would you say your routine to work with your mental health is on a daily basis?
I try and do, like I said, a bit of exercise. I try and do more cardio because I was putting a little bit of weight on where I did try to do weights, but I've also realised doing too much, like especially shoulder press, too much pressure on my brain, which was getting dizzy. I was having blackouts sometimes. I've had to cut weights down to do more like cardio exercise, which is better for your heart, better for your mind, isn't it? That's helped massively. Reading my artwork, all stuff that's therapeutic,
Yeah. And what with help now, because obviously when you went through all this damage with your brain and stuff, I suppose now technology is a lot better. Is there any stuff that you're going to see, some specialists?
Yes, I've got to go and see a neurologist. I did have one about 2 years ago. I was on a neurologist, sociologist, psychiatrist. Obviously my friend's a psychiatrist as well, so she picks things up. But I'll be going under that all again in a couple next week. I see a neurologist. But I have had recently had some bad turns where, it's with the local, government office. I lashed out a little bit, broke a computer. Nearly ended in a bad place. But no, it's luckily they see why it happened and that's on my side. But other than that.
And what would your message be for people that are similar in your situation? What have you learnt from that, and what could you teach other people?
I think the best thing, most people agree, is not turn to anything sinful, alcohol, narcotics. That only turn you to destruction. As me in the past, you know me from young and old. Yeah. When I've had a drink in the past, I've had fights, unnecessary fights that didn't need to happen. Yeah. And
so the situation that you was in, probably if you didn't have drinking that night, you would have had a bit more clarity and vision and sort of stay away from that.
Yeah. You feel like it's something your best friend look at it sometimes and you think, he's acting like an idiot, acting out of character. Yeah. He's not the mate I used to want,
that's the problem with alcohol. For the next generations above us, they kind of taught us that it was okay to drink, you know. And everywhere to be sociable, you used to have to drink. So it's very hard to keep away from it when it's so easy to get at, right?
Well, I mean, my friends growing up, you knew a lot of my group, my friends growing up, we used to go out Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think even Sunday, I think when we was open, when we was younger. It's like paying a drink, you know.
Exactly.
It's quite bad. It was
quite
quite
a lot
bad.
of these clubs and pubs that I was talking about on this channel have closed because of the violence. You know? A lot of them had to shut down in the end.
I mean, you when you was young, you was never really in there, but you said the gym, didn't you?
So, I don't know why I started a gym. I still don't understand why. Maybe because I was just wanted to maybe do some difference in the community, and I was enjoying exercise myself, and maybe saw that gyms weren't offering what I was offering. But I was always in and out of drinking. I had my I had my times with it. But I was never addicted. It was something that I never enjoyed the next day. If that was what I had to invest all that money into, and to wake up feeling worse, it wasn't worth it for me anymore.
I mean, like I say, you and your brother have always been like good role model. I'm older than both of you, but you've always been a good role model to me. I look down, I think these two boys are a little bit younger than me.
I had you working at the gym. We had you at the boxing club. We always training together. So I think that's what places like this need. They need senses of community, small pockets of community. If there's things going on, people still need to socialise and get together. Because people kind of, I think, have given up lately. After COVID, a lot of people locked themselves away for a couple of years. So I think that people forgot how to socialise, forgot how to have a good time. And pubs was always the place to socialise. Whereas now, I think drinking's had its day. It's no longer a thing anymore. I think if you're drinking, you're a bit of a dinosaur now, you know?
Well, it kills your brain cells, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's poison at the end of the day. If you know.
I wouldn't be able to do anything fluently like my books. I wouldn't be persistent. All that would be just jibs and drabs, and it would make no sense, you know. I mean, that hardly makes sense now. No, it does really. They do make sense. They are good books, and do you know what? As you've been good mates with me, they're a gift for you, mate.
Justin.
Anyway,
I'll give them a read. Thank you very much, mate.
Problem.
Look forward to that. Thanks for coming today.
No problem. Thank you.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you.